room. Each guy has been going over and through his own routine to get ready. But once they take the floor, they're one single unit. Welcome, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to 2K Sports. We've got some NBA action for you coming up. Hi, everyone. This is Kevin Harlan, and alongside tonight, Greg Anthony and Stan Van Gundy, with Allie LaForce reporting from the sidelines. And a chance now to see how teams are faring across the league. Here's the latest edition of the Power Rankings. You take a look at the Timberwolves. They've achieved some upward momentum, climbing to the 5th spot on the board.
And when I look at the Nets, they haven't done much to advance in the rankings, but they haven't gone downward either. I'd like to see signs of improvement from this team.
So the Nets starting 5. The post tandem, Porter Jr. and Claxton. Thomas is out there with Saraf. And it's Williams at the 3 slot. And for Chicago, at the guards, it's Giddey at the 1 with White at the 2. Buzelis out there with Patrick Williams. And it's Vucevic in at the 5, roaming the paint. Both of these teams have been having a tough go of it lately, Stan. They've been unable to string together wins.
Yeah, Kevin, there's no better way for a team to get off the ropes than to face a team that's also on the ropes. One of these teams has got to get their mojo back tonight.
It's White on the wing. Outside Williams. Buzelis with the ball. Porter's there. 6 to shoot. This one for 3. Rebound by Williams. Here's Saraf. No good. Shot missing. White with the defensive effort. Steps back. The kick out to Williams. A 3-pointer off the mark. Right side, Williams. Pass to Porter. It's hauled in by the Bulls. Last game matched up with the Magic. A tough loss there.
And that one, I thought the guys were out of sync offensively. And on the defensive end, a failure to communicate.
Yeah, they've just looked totally lost in that game. On both ends of the floor, the coach is going to have some choice words for them after that one. Yeah, a bit of a slow start here. They're 0 for 4 to begin the game.
And that one, good. Porter's got his second basket.
And making it look easy. Even with aggressive coverage, Porter Jr. finds a way to score.
Chicago has gone 0 of 2 from deep here. To the right side. And Vucevic with the basket on the assist from Giddey.
Well, they missed their first 4 shots, but finally able to get one on the board. Sometimes you just need to see that first one go down.
For Brooklyn, they've gone 2 of 5 here, making 40% so far to start out the game. To the paint, here's Porter. Got him with the pump fake, but couldn't finish. Right there, the defender clearly trying to inhibit a fast break. I think that's a transition take foul. Chicago shooting their first free throw of the evening. And that one falls for White. And Greg, while they need more star talent, the Bulls have had only one top 5 pick in the last 17 seasons.
Yeah, it's like being on the treadmill of mediocrity, right? When that's the case, you've got to outperform your draft position. They've had some good picks in that time, but really no all-stars.
Here in the first, just under 2.5 minutes played so far. Here's Saraf. Giddey defending. Claxton a screen on White. Thomas, no luck.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
White, bounce pass. White, a screen on Claxton. The wide open look here for Vucevic. Off the mark there with the 3-point shot.
And they had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage.
Pass to Thomas. high, arcing shot. Unable to get that one. White with the defensive effort. Nobody near Williams. And that comes off the assist by Giddey. Giddey's got 3 assists in the game. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Thomas finds Porter. Back to Thomas. To halt the run. Knocks down the 3 ball.
Yeah, and when you're hit, you gotta hit back.
A bit of a duel going on between them. Came down the floor looking for immediate payback.
Looking to make plays for others. We've seen this from him all night.
Yeah, when there's been an open man, he's found him. And you love to see a guy dishing it like this.
And so, Jordi Fernandez decides to call timeout. He's going to take a few moments here to check in with his team and regroup. And how about we check the numbers for Cameron Thomas?
In the last 5 games, you can see the trend upwards for effective field goal percentage. And it shows you how confident he's playing right now.
And the Nets with possession here. They trail by 3. They defeated Charlotte in their last game.
Tremendous poise on the offensive end. Overall, they did not settle for bad shots.
No, you're not going to lose many games shooting the percentage they did. That takes a disciplined effort.
Bucket is good. Thomas got his 2nd bucket tonight.
Punching it up inside. Thomas finds a variety of ways to score.
Giddey kicks to White. Pass to Vucevic. Here's Giddey. 5 to shoot. White wide open. He fires. Off target from 3-point range. Here's Thomas. And he draws body contact. Looked like a blocking foul, and he was in the shooting motion. So he'll head to the free throw line.
Well, it seems like the more offensive responsibility Cam Thomas has been given in his career, the better he's gotten. That says something about his skill.
Shooting 2.
And it's tied up with that one. You know, Greg, talking about Cam Thomas now, what are some things you'd like to see him improve on?
Well, I'd say defense first and foremost. If he's able to improve there, as well as his passing and playmaking, watch out. He's already an incredible scorer.
And that drops, so they now lead by 1. And a few of the top guys, Coach, in this league have been on hot streaks, fueling early MVP conversations. I guess it's never too early to talk about the MVP, is it?
Yeah, that definitely builds excitement for the fans and sets the narrative for the rest of the season. But you know, Kevin, it's still way too early to tell how it's going to shake out.
Buzelis, and it's off from 3-point range.
The shooting numbers just aren't there yet in the quarter.
Surratt can't hit.
And he thought he had a clear path to the hoop, but the defense didn't give up on that play and cut him off.
Porter against Giddey. Williams.
That's just a great pass. Excellent vision to see the open spot in the defense and lead him to the score.
Bulls trail by 3. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
White setting the pick for Buzelis. No good on the triple.
And the stroke definitely lacking confidence this quarter. Nothing on target.
Williams gets the bucket.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score consistently.
And it's Giddey with the ball for the Chicago Bulls. They're getting their first look of the season at the Nets in this one.
Yeah, and they took care of business against this group last year, winning the season series. You know, not sure if he's playing to the crowd, but no need for the fadeaway on that shot.
Thomas, a screen on Giddey. Here's Surratt. Hasn't made one yet.
And he just hasn't been able to make anything this quarter.
Here's Buzelis, and then Buzelis with the dunk.
And doesn't take much to get Buzelis up to the rim. He just pops off the floor and is right there.
And so Jordi Fernandez decides to call timeout. He's going to take a minute here to get things straightened out.
Now, let's take a quick look at the numbers
For Cam Thomas.
He's getting around 20 points per, 5 assists, and 2 rebounds. Fantastic totals for him across the board. I wouldn't be surprised if he keeps rolling.
Yeah, and make no mistake, we're watching a special guy here, and his numbers only tell a fraction of the story.
Over in the corner, Claxton. Pass to Saraf. Outside Thomas. Over in the corner, Williams. Just 4 to shoot. Off target from outside. Bulls trail by 3. And here is Giddey. He isn't playing a big part of their offensive scheme, averaging around 15.5 points a game. Vucevic a screen on Thomas. It's Giddey with the drive. Yep, that one goes.
Yeah, great drive by Giddey. He loves probing avenues to the basket.
Here's Saraf, still without a basket. He's looking for Williams and finds him. Up and in on the layup. And the Nets lead by 3. Into the Bulls, shooting in this first quarter, around 38%. They're looking a bit creaky out there. In the corner, it's Buzelis. And it's all evened up. Buzelis has got 5 points so far.
With that now, only 2 of 7 to start the game. Not the start he was hoping for.
Pass to Thomas. Claxton a screen on White. Here's Claxton. Vucevic defending. Quarter outside. It's all in by the Bulls. Down low. Here's Buzelis. And then Buzelis with the dunk.
Well, that's why White racks up so many assists. He's got fantastic floor vision.
Brooklyn's gone, just 1 of 4 from three-point range here in the first. It's Thomas on the wing. Pass to Claxton. The Nets working the ball around now. Good on the triple. 9 points in the game so far.
Well, he's been hot out of the gates, 4 for 5, and he might just be getting started.
And Billy Donovan wants a timeout. He's ready to talk things through with them. So Chicago ends up going with the new group. So for the Nets, well, we don't think of point guards as rebounders necessarily, but here are the ones that have corralled the most boards in the last month of the NBA. Well, you look at Giddey, no doubt one of the most efficient rebounders in the game. And, of course, Igor Demin. He shows up in that same conversation.
And it may not be the first thing you think about, but if you look at a lot of the all-time great point guards, their rebounding, that nose for the basketball is a big part of their game.
Yeah, and it speaks to how well-rounded a lot of today's point guards are. It's not just about orchestrating. It's about doing the dirty work, too.
Here's Clowney. Following the three-point basket by Chicago. Pass to Highsmith. Here's Demin. And they call the foul, so a chance at the line for one more coming up.
Well, he knew he had the size advantage to dominate the defense there. Go right at him.
The Nets shooting their third free throw shot of the game.
And it's been an average year, really, at the free throw line for this group, only around 75%.
Jones checked in for Chicago. And that one misses. And in a little over a decade, the Nets, GA, having to rebuild from the ashes of 2 super team iterations.
The short time span between shows how quickly they can turn things around. And with a treasure trove of picks in the coming years, they look to climb that mountain once again.
Let's check in now with our Allie LaForce, who's got a story for us. Allie?
Thank you, Kevin. Those who've worked with Nets coach Jordi Fernandez rave about his people skills. He said, quote, "Am I very good at it? I don't know, but I try because I think it's important. When you have that relationship, especially in the tough moments, is when you can break through and be successful. Without it, it's tough, so you try to build it." Back to you guys.
Thank you, Allie. And so here is Chicago, following the three-pointer by Brooklyn. Drills it from outside.
The defense had to expect this. Who but Herter is going to come right back with a three-pointer of his own.
Pass to Highsmith. Here's Clowney. Over Smith. And Clowney can't get it to go. And so it's Jones. He'll bring it up for the Chicago Bulls. Dosunmu, the pass to Jones. Collins setting the pick for Jones. That's good from Collins on the assist from Jones. And the Bulls lead by 2. .103 left in the first quarter of the game. Pass to Clowney. Here's Mann. Here's Clowney. Covered by Smith.
He just powered that one down.
One of the game's top dunkers. There's 47 seconds left to play here in the first. On the wing, Jones. He has yet to score. Now here's Dosunmu. He's tightly guarded. Here's Herter. He's off from 17 feet.
Well, when they're playing off you, you have to make them pay. And he could.
Mann with it. Pass to Demon. Back to Mann. And stolen by Sharp. Got it up. It's all tied in Chicago. And we'll get things started in the second quarter when we return. Some good action already in this one, but a fairly even matchup after the first quarter of play. And guys, what's your take on the Bulls so far?
I know it's early, but all those three-pointers, boy, do they add up.
And with each made 3, their confidence continues to build. Their opposition might want to change their approach to try to slow them down.
The Bulls shooting pretty good tonight at 48%. They've got Dosunmu. Kevin Herter is out there with Smith. Then it's Josh Giddey, and it's Collins in at center. So that's the 5 in the game for Chicago. Well, Josh Giddey, an outstanding playmaker. We know that, Coach. Are we calling him a point forward or a 6'8" point guard?
To me, Kevin, he's a pure point guard at 6'8". This guy's got great size, but he's most comfortable with the ball in his hands, making plays for other people and running an offense. He can handle and pass as well as anyone.
And that one misses. Greg, we have another up-and-comer from down under, Josh Giddey.
I mean, a lot of young talent coming to the NBA by way of Australia. Their great skill development programs showing in Giddey, who stands 6'8", but plays like a small point guard.
So, Stan, when it comes to preparing your team for a game, as a coach, what are the main things you're trying to get across?
Well, look, Kevin, I think the main things is you've got to decide what the main things are. And when you've got maybe an hour to prepare a team for a game, they're not going to be able to go through everything you would like them to know. But you got to decide. You got to prioritize. These are the 2 or 3 things we've got to get done tonight, and you've got to have a clear understanding of those.
6 on the shot clock, and Michael Porter is going to pick up the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game.
2 fouls for him now in the first half. He's going to have to be really smart going forward.
Collins finds Dosunmu. Bangs home the trifecta. Dosunmu's got his first 3 points of the game.
Well, when you have a scorer as skilled as he is, you do everything you can to get him the looks he needs.
Just over a minute gone here in the second quarter. Pass to Highsmith. Now here's Porter. Shot clock at 6. The shot, no good.
Well, I hate to say it, but he hasn't done a lot to help their cause tonight. He's been a little erratic from the floor.
Here's Giddey. He dents the rim with a 2-handed slam. Wow.
Hey, that's an aggressive move by Giddey. You love to see it.
Here's Demon. Looking at his numbers, he averages a bit over 9 points a game. And here in the second, 2 minutes gone by. Chicago grabs the miss. Giddey's got his 4th rebound in this one.
And now only 1 away from being in the penalty.
And a moment now to quickly take a look at the offensive approach for the Bulls.
Well, the coaching staff's game plan is very clear. Move the ball on the perimeter and shoot the shots with no hesitation.
And I've really liked how they've moved the ball tonight. Because of this selfless approach, they are piling up the assists.
Inside, Porter with the steal. Here's Demon. Giddey defending. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. And a chance now to look at the schedule for the Bulls. On Friday, they'll be playing against Pascal Siakam and the Indiana Pacers. And then on Sunday, they'll face off against Jimmy Butler and the Golden State Warriors.
And looking at the schedule, it isn't ideal in terms of the upcoming games with the amount of quality teams they're going to be playing, but it's also a good chance for you to get some confidence and really see just how good you are.
And Greg, the Bulls have said they're leaning towards building with depth, saying that star teams are more vulnerable to injuries.
Well, they don't yet have a bona fide big-time star on this roster, so if you ask me, that might be a case of sour grapes.
The Bulls leading by 5. Pass to Collins. And here in the second quarter of action with a hair under 2.5 minutes played so far. Brooklyn's gone 3 of 6 tonight when they've let it fly from downtown. Man in the corner. And again, it's the Nets missing. Chicago has gone 1 or 2 on 3-pointers here in the second quarter so far. Here's Giddey. The layup missed. Nets trail by 5. Here's Highsmith. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. Well, always interesting to check out the first-year stars of the NBA. And on that list are the rookies who have been almost automatic from the field this past month. And you look at Demon, 4th in the league and as consistent as they come.
And his confidence is going to keep growing if he continues shooting like he has over the past month.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
The first one falls. That's also good. So he hits both free throws.
They've hit every one of their free throws here in the second quarter. Very important when you're trailing.
Outside Collins with the drive and finished off by Collins.
The D just kind of stepping aside and letting him get to the rim.
There's a reason, GA, the lead is what it is right now.
Well, that's too easy. As he says, let me add to my highlight reel.
And so, Jordi Fernandez decides to call timeout. He's going to make some adjustments to the game plan. Chicago making a switch here. Vucevic is checked in. And a switch here for Brooklyn. Thomas checked in for Demon. Nets trail by 5. Outside, Porter. Pass to Thomas. And stolen by Giddey. Kicks it out to Collins. Good ball movement here by the Bulls. Here's Herter. Just 5 on the clock. And with the rebound. For Brooklyn, they've gone 0-4 in the second quarter. Obviously, that needs to change. Porter outside. And again, no good by Brooklyn. The Bulls leading by 5. Now here's Herter. 6 points for him. Let's go. And it's Vucevic missing. Brooklyn's gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. Here's Mann. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
And, guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with their work down low.
Now, Giddey. He had an 18-point outing in the last game against Orlando.
And don't forget about the work he did on the boards. His rebounding was a huge help in that game.
Well, so far, he hasn't had the same luck from deep in this quarter.
Pass to Mann. There's the pick. Here's Highsmith. The 3. Vucevic with the rebound. A model of consistency, Stan, for many years, Vucevic.
Yeah, look, Vucevic has been scoring, rebounding, and passing at a high level really since he's come into this league. One of the most skilled big men in the league and sort of a model for the next guys that have come around.
Yeah, nice job of drawing the contact and creating opportunities at the line.
Chicago making some changes. Buzelis comes in for Kevin Herter. And it's Kobe White in for Dosunmu. Now here's White. He had an 18-point outing in the last game against Orlando.
Yeah, but it wasn't just the scoring. He had a bunch of assists, too, affecting the offense in so many ways.
And it's Porter with the ball for Brooklyn. 7-point differential. Looking ahead, they've got the Jazz coming into town for the next game. They start a 3-game homestand with that game. Here's Thomas. Rebounded by Vucevic. Vucevic has got his 5th rebound in this one. Giddey kicks to Vucevic. Back to Giddey. For 3. Rebounded by the Nets. Porter's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Pass to Highsmith. Takes the 3. The putback. Great positioning on the putback.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Outside, White. Outside, Collins. And a miss there on the triple. Nets trail by 5. Here's Thomas. Here's Highsmith. Thomas trying to break loose. Highsmith's shot is good. Highsmith's got 7 points.
Given the size disadvantage, you have to have a lot of confidence to take that shot.
Yeah, a skilled player can work around the mismatch. He's used to dealing with larger guys.
And Vucevic throws it down.
Can't be too surprised by this. Vucevic got the room, and he went to work.
Brooklyn's got nothing but zeros from long range in the second quarter. 0 of 4. Pass to Thomas. Sharp with a screen on Giddey. Thomas finds Sharp. That's his second shot and his second basket. He's 2 for 2.
And you see the maturation from Thomas over time, improving as a distributor in the screen and roll.
Here's Giddey. He has 5. Outside White. Outside Collins. Now here's Vucevic. Defended by Sharp. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
And with the offense getting right to the rim, at least they saved the layup.
The Bulls have gone 4 for 5 from the charity stripe in this one up to now.
And looking at the numbers this season, they're shooting a robust 82% from the line. That's about as good as it gets.
Free throw drops for Vucevic.
Well, he's as steady as they come at the big man position. Vucevic is someone you can count on to help you shoulder some of the offensive load.
Here's what Chicago's going with right now. Patrick Williams, he's checked in for Collins. And it's Dosunmu in for Josh Giddey. Now, here's Thomas. He had a 27-point outing in their last game against Charlotte.
Yeah, and his facilitating was also extremely impressive. He was outsmarting the defense and easily connecting with ready shooters.
Here's Dosunmu. And they call the foul, so he's got the and one chance here to make it a three-point play.
Able to get a layup out of that one. That's just soft defense there.
And he's got his first chance at the line here.
And he's there at 71 from the line this season, probably below where you'd like to see him.
The free throw drops for Dosunmu. Nets trail by 8. Now let's take a minute to talk to Allie LaForce courtside. Allie.
Thanks a lot. Kobe White becoming an offensive focal point, saying it means a lot that my coaches and my teammates trust me. The only thing that can prepare you for this is going through it. For me to become the player I want to be, I need those moments. It's all part of the learning process and the journey. Kevin, back to you.
All right, Allie, as always, we thank you. The Bulls leading by 6. White the pass to Dosunmu. And here's Vucevic. Back to Dosunmu. There's the 3. Clowney pulls it in. Brooklyn's got nothing but zeros from long range in the second quarter. 0 of 4. Here's Saroff. Nothing on the board. 6 to shoot. Claxton sets the screen for Thomas. Nails the wide open jump shot.
Yeah, nice poise in the pick and roll. Thomas just taking what the defense gives him.
Williams a screen on Thomas. Dosunmu, the pass to White. Fires top of the key. Rebound, Brooklyn. Here's Saroff. To the middle. It's stolen by Vucevic. He's gone 1 of 1 in the game so far from the line.
Gotta admire what he's been able to do at the free throw line this season. How about over 90%?
And White, no good on that one.
Well, what's great about Kobe White is his commitment to raising his game. You look at him season to season, and he's always trying to do more.
Chicago leading by 4. And here is Dosunmu. He's coming off a 10-point game against the Magic in Orlando.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
Here's Thomas. That's good. Basket number 5 on a 5 for 8 night shooting.
Tonight's been another big game for Thomas. He is in this league to score, and he does it well.
And here's White. He'll bring it up for the Bulls. Next up will be a home game matched up against the Pacers. And that will be the middle game of this 3-game homestand. And Billy Donovan wants a timeout. He's going to have a discussion on the sideline. Now we get a chance to check out the standings out east. Already we are in December. You look at Brooklyn. They're still struggling, trying to string something together, getting a lot of wins. The competition, though, so tough. And checking out Chicago, tied up with them. There's 1:54 left in the first half. Here's Vucevic. Makes it off the glass. Vucevic has got 6 in the quarter.
Well, after struggling in the first period, he's turned it around. You can see the confidence growing.
Williams passes to Claxton. At the top of the key, Williams. Some nice ball movement here by the Bulls. Vucevic to the pass to Dosunmu. Clock at 6. Here's Bruce Ellis, and he hits it just before the shot clock expires. And now a 6-point Chicago lead. For Brooklyn, they've gone 7 of 16, shooting just under 50% here in the second quarter. Screen by Claxton. Pass to Clowney. Here's Saroff. There's Williams with the 3. Bruce Ellis grabs the board. Now here's Williams. He's guarded closely. Outside, White. In the corner, it's Bruce Ellis. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by White.
Well, it shows you how crucial communication is. They clearly weren't on the same page there.
Kevin Huerter, he's checked in for Chicago. Nets trail by 6. It's a 4-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. Pass to Claxton. Thomas down low. He's defended by Huerter. Yes, that goes in.
Yeah, he's in such a great rhythm right now. Makes sense to get him the ball any way you can.
Yeah, when you have a guy playing like he has been recently, he's got to be the first option on every possession.
And I love the way he uses his size there to make sure he gets that board.
And that's it for the first half of action. What's been a very close game here. Bulls lead by 4. From the United Center in Chicago. Back in a moment.
Howdy, folks. The moment you've been waiting for is here. Before we recap the first half, let's see what the standings look like in the East.
Taking a look here at Chicago, they hear the clock. Trying to coast through the season straight into the playoffs? Not how it works, fellas. They don't have the talent to pull that off. The effort has got to be there.
Let's switch gears to the Chicago Bulls. They're in a tight one after the first half.
Even before the game started, you could feel the energy in this arena, man. They fed off that. Big-time home court advantage here.
Some of the loudest fans in this league. It's like having a sixth man on the floor. And that concludes halftime. Now time to send it over to Kevin Harlan as the game's about to resume.
And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, the second half could turn out to be a great one as both teams try to gain an edge. We've seen Cam Thomas really having a great game.
Definitely been challenging the defense here early on, not settling for anything outside.
Well, I just love his fearlessness so far. He's charging inside like no one can stop him.
And we've got second half action for you. Thus far, a pretty evenly contested game. So for Brooklyn now, the post tandem, Porter Jr. and Claxton. Saroff is out there with Thomas. And it's Williams at the small forward.
And he might be small for a center, but boy, can he jump out of the building.
Here's Saroff after the Bulls pick up 2. Pass to Thomas. Porter in the corner. Lets it go with a 3. It's rebounded by Giddey. Giddey's got his 7th rebound here tonight. No question, Michael Porter Jr. is a true shooter. Stan, he gets out there and scores, it seems like, every possession.
Well, listen, Michael Porter Jr. is not only a great shooter, he's got that high release that people can't get to. So he knows when he shoots it. It's just a matter of make or miss.
Here's Thomas, following the three-point basket by Chicago, and he gets the bucket.
Remarkable touch on that teardrop by Thomas. He's got all kinds of tricks up his sleeve.
The Bulls leading by 7. And Zaire Williams picks up the foul. That's his first foul. Second half of basketball, just over a minute played so far. Vucevic setting the pick for Buzelis. To the inside. 6 on the shot clock.
Well, the defense baited him into that pass, and he fell into the trap.
No one to blame on that one but himself. You get looks like that, you've got to take it back.
And then Buzelis with the dunk.
And Buzelis is in a rhythm now. He's playing to his strengths and taking what is offered from the defense.
Here's Saroff. Still scoreless. Pass to Claxton. To the paint. The kick out to Porter. Drills the three-pointer. Porter's got 7 points in the game.
Well, that's his game. Porter Jr. is a knockdown shooter off the catch.
Back to Williams. Bulls moving the ball around. Vucevic to the pass to White. Here's Buzelis. And then Buzelis with the dunk.
Yeah, I mean, maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that one.
And we know he's capable of those memorable ones. Here's Saroff. Pass to Thomas. That one falls. Thomas got 19 points.
Showing some muscle there. Terrific job by Thomas staying locked in on the task at hand.
The Bulls leading by 6. Outside, White. Back to Giddey. Second half of play, and we're 3 minutes into the third here. In the corner, it's Buzelis. Shot clock at 5. Count it. And with that basket, he's now 9 of 15 from the floor.
Guys, his consistency in terms of shooting has really helped them seize control.
And so, Jordi Fernandez decides to call timeout. He made the decision to huddle up with his guys and talk about strategy.
Let's take a look here at the numbers for Porter. The last 10 or so games, he has been remarkable. Averaging about 22 points per, 8 rebounds, and 3 assists. To have a scorer like him consistently deliver you points makes such a big difference for a team.
Yeah, he gives you something to build around night after night. Reliability is huge in this league.
Here's Saroff. Scoreless thus far. White against Thomas. Pass to Williams. Here's Saroff. And it's blocked.
Well, that's great D. That's what happens when you have great anticipation like Josh Giddey.
Nets trail by 8. Here's Williams. Chicago grabs the miss. Giddey's got double-digit rebounds now in the game. Inside, and Vucevic throws it down.
After setting a strong screen, the ball goes to Vucevic, and he makes a play.
The Nets have gone 3 of 7 on field goal attempts here in the second half. Here's Saroff to the middle. Here's Claxton, and Claxton throws it down.
Nice pass inside, making things easy for him now.
And it's Giddey with the ball for the Chicago Bulls. Here's White. Offline with his 3. Nets trail by 8. Williams kicks to Porter. Here's Saroff. No scoring in this one. Claxton. For 3, Williams. And it's Chicago with the rebound. Vucevic has got rebound number 8 now on the night. Giddey with it. 5 points in the game. That one doesn't go. Excellent D there from Williams. Here's Thomas. Good again. He's on tonight. 9 for 13 shooting.
That's the kind of aggressive and assertive play they need as we get closer and closer to crunch time.
The Bulls leading by 6. Now here's Giddey. He's been playing a big part of their offensive scheme, averaging around 15.5 points a game. Here's Vucevic. Nails the baby hook. Vucevic has got 14 points for the game. For Brooklyn, they've gone 5 of 12 from the field since the third quarter got underway. There's the drive from about 16, and he tries off the glass, but it's no good. The Bulls have gone 7 of 11, a lucky field goal percentage here in the third. White looking around, and it's Vucevic in the corner. Another miss by Vucevic. Nets trail by 8. Here's Saroff. He has yet to score. Fast break. Here comes Chicago. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. And while we have a chance, here are the teams that have swatted away the most shots this season. The 4th spot held by the Nets.
I mean, terrific rim protection. I mean, they rotate and help on the inside as well as anybody. And, of course, you want to keep offenses on the outside shooting jump shots, and that continues to be the goal.
And Billy Donovan wants a timeout. He's going to take a minute here to get things straightened out.
And with a moment, let's check out the stats for Vucevic. He's been fantastic over the last 10 games or so. And don't forget, top 20 in the league in rebounds per game. He's got a great nose for the ball.
And back to your point, he's second in three-point accuracy. A lot of that has to do with mental toughness. It's just hard to force him out of his comfort zone. That one is off.
A different type of player, Josh Giddey, pretty much a 6'8" point guard. Giddey doesn't take a lot of threes, but rather shares the ball.
And he sinks the second. Nets trail by 9. Outside Porter. It's Thomas on the wing. Shoots over White. A tad short, but it's good off the front iron. 23 points for Cameron Thomas. Chicago has gone 1 of 4 in three-point shots here in the third. Good ball movement here by the Bulls. Pass to Vucevic. And oh, what a play. He just the block. Here's Saroff. Hasn't made one yet. There's Porter at the three, and the three ball is good. And now it's just a 4-point Chicago lead.
Elite from the corner. Porter Jr. shoots a much better percentage from this spot.
Williams against Williams. Vucevic a screen on Williams. The shot by Williams, no good. Nets trail by 4. Porter passes to Williams, and it's Williams finishing it off.
Yeah, this offense is rolling. They've been assertive, but they're also playing under control.
Yeah, you know, I like how they're not relying on just one guy to get it done. They're sharing the ball and keeping the defense guessing.
And looks like the illegal kick was set. Yep, that's right. That'll get their attention.
And not the most common call you'll see in the NBA, but hard to argue that pick wasn't illegal.
Yeah, and that's maybe something that should be called more. We see a lot of moving screens in today's NBA.
Zach Collins checked in for Chicago. Kevin Huerter comes in for Patrick Williams. And the Nets also making a change. Sharps checked in for Nicholas Claxton. Well, Greg, I'm sure their coach is very pleased with their offensive flow right now.
I mean, it's harder than it looks to get it going like this. Now they just have to maintain it.
Williams can't tie it up as that one's no good. For Chicago, they've gotten half their shots to drop in the second half up to this point, going 7-14. Back to White. Vucevic setting the pick for White. Shot clock at 6. Three-pointer. The rebound by Sharp. Sharp's got 6 rebounds in the game. No one near Huerter as he lets it fly. Buries the long-range jumper. Huerter's got 9. And now we'll get a perspective here on how the hustle game has been going for the Bulls.
Well, they've shown just outstanding effort defensively, and it's resulted in several forced turnovers.
And another thing, guys, they've dominated on fast breaks tonight, outrunning their opponent the entire game.
Well, he's been resourceful tonight, not wasting opportunities.
And it's Giddey with the ball for the Chicago Bulls. They've led by as much as 10. Collins finds Vucevic. Over Sharp. The rebound by the Nets.
More good work on the glass there. When it's all said and done, I think rebounding might tell the story in this game.
Well, the defense has to respect Porter Jr.'s jump shot, and that opens up the lane.
Outside Collins. And Michael Porter is going to pick up the foul. That's his 4th foul of the contest.
So that brings him up to 4 fouls. So he's forced to hold himself back a little now, which may make him a target for the offense.
Here's what Chicago's going with right now. Smith checked in for Vucevic. Okoro comes in for Kobe White. And it's Dosunmu in for Josh Giddey. No one covering. And the Bulls lead by 4.
He can be a forgotten man in their offense sometimes, but the D still has to keep an eye on him.
Sharp with a screen on Huerter. Down low. Stolen by Collins. Now here's Okoro. Defense right on him. In the corner. Huerter with it. Okoro setting the pick for Huerter. 6 to shoot. And it's good. With time running down on the shot clock. Huerter's got 11.
Well, look, Huerter has the size to do damage in there. That time converting through contact.
You know, Stan, Kevin Huerter is a pretty big celebrity at his old high school.
Well, for good reason, Kevin. I mean, this is a guy who's risen to great success in the NBA. And so when he goes back home, everybody wants to be the next Kevin Huerter.
For Brooklyn, they had put up good numbers at the charity stripe, converting 6 of 7. 1:02 left in the third quarter. Ball stolen. And here we go. Brooklyn, fast break. Pass to Clowney. It's deflected. Now Okoro. Collins finds Dosunmu. Collins a screen on Sharp. Back to Collins. And he uses the glass on the layup. He's got 8.
Yeah, I'd call this ideal scoring distance. It's almost too easy.
Nets trail by 5. 5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Here's Demon. He's got 7. 6 on the shot clock. Nailed from three-point land. And here's Herter. From past the arc. And that one released in time, but no good. We're at the end of the third, and we've still got a close one. Bulls out front, up 2. And fourth quarter basketball will be coming your way on 2K Sports right after this. Now let's hear what head coach Billy Donovan was reviewing with his team in the huddle.
Hold your ground. Don't let him back your way in. Just hold your ground. The other thing, too, is once he picks the ball up, he's not going to shoot it. If he does, just stay down on him.
I like the way the Donovan's conveying that scouting report to his guys.
I mean, knowing how your opponent plays is important, and I think he's on point on this one.
And with 3 quarters behind us, we start the fourth quarter in what is still anybody's ball game. They've got Kevin Herter. Zach Collins is out there with Jalen Smith. Then there's Dosunmu, and it's Giddey in at the 1. So that's the 5 in the game for Chicago. Pass to Highsmith. Looking for Dosunmu, and he gets it there. And here's Herter outside. 4 for 9 from the floor with that miss. Brooklyn trailing. Here's Demon. Here's Highsmith. And trying for the go-ahead basket, it doesn't go in. The open shot, Herter, solid as a rock from 20 feet away.
Well, that's where Herter is at his best. A reliable catch-and-shoot play.
About a minute played here in the fourth quarter. Here's Demon. Outside, Porter fires for 3, buries it from three-point range. Porter's got 11 points here in just the second half.
Wow, he's found his game offensively here in the second half. Really has turned things around.
Giddey with it. About a minute and a half into the fourth quarter now. And here's Herter outside. It falls through, making him 6 for 11 in the game.
Well, after dropping in 2 triples in the first half, he's now matched that mark here in the second half, and I wouldn't be surprised to see more of those.
Nets trail by 4. Pass to Highsmith. Here is Porter. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. First free throw is good. He's off on the second. The Bulls leading by 3. Herter kicks to Giddey. Back to Herter. Pass to Giddey. Bulls moving the ball around. 3-pointers off the mark. Brooklyn's gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter. Here's Demon. Giddey defending. To the inside. Man gets the bucket.
Well-placed pass in the hands of a guy ready to attack.
We're in the fourth quarter here, just under 2.5 minutes gone. Collins up top. Inside, here's Herter. The dunk and the foul. Powerhouse move, and he's got a chance for one more at the line. It goes on Igor Demon. And the timeout called here by Billy Donovan. He's not taking any chances and wants to huddle him up right away. Vucevic checked in for Zach Collins. And a switch here for Brooklyn. Thomas is checked in. Now we'll hear from Allie LaForce, and she's got a story for us. An update. Allie?
Thanks, guys. I got a chance to hear what Billy Donovan was saying to the team. He was very passionately telling his team, don't give them an inch when they have the ball. This game is going to come down to defense. I need you guys to work hard and close this one out. Guys?
Great work as always, Allie. Thank you. Free throw good. Herter.
Well, from day one in the league, Herter has had value as a three-point shooter. And he's not just a spot-up guy. He's a solid off-movement and off-the-dribble shooter.
Man with it. Defended by Dosunmu. And with that, the Chicago lead is cut down to just 2 points with the bucket from Thomas. And we're about 3 minutes into the fourth quarter. Now here's Giddey. Now Vucevic. It's hauled in by Michael Porter.
Oh, you got to finish at the rim right there. You hate seeing those opportunities go to waste.
And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
Well, Thomas plays with a high level of energy. Cam really challenges the defense to stop him.
Makes it, and the next one could tie it up. That one drops. He ties it up.
Probably as close to a sure thing as you can have at the free throw line.
Giddey surveying the D. Here's Herter. And again, Chicago. No good. And here's Thomas, who brings it up for Brooklyn. Pass to Highsmith. And again, no good by Brooklyn. Giddey the pass to Herter. That's good. And so Giddey with the assist. Herter's got 22.
Well, he's already hit more threes since halftime than he did in the whole first half. He might have figured something out.
And with the bounce pass. Here's Clowney. There's the pick. Pass to Highsmith. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Man. Tried to come right back with the 3 of his own. It's no good. Now here's Dosunmu. And it's Dosunmu with the jam.
How about breaking out the Statue of Liberty on that dunk?
A nice way to pad that lead a little more. You're right. Nets trail by 5. Man with it. Now Porter to the middle. Cuts off the pass. In transition, here come the Bulls. Back to Dosunmu. Stolen by Thomas. Right side, Porter. No good with the triple. Chicago leading by 5. So for the Bulls, Buzelis is checked in for Jalen Smith. And it's wide and 4, Dosunmu. And Nicholas Claxton gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul. White finds Giddey. Now Buzelis. It's hauled in by Claxton. Claxton's got 9 rebounds now tonight. And the shot is good. The Chicago lead has been cut down to just 3 in the basket from Thomas.
Yeah, despite them being behind, he's been impressive. But he can't do it all by himself.
Bulls have gone 5 of 11 from the field in the fourth quarter. On the wing, Giddey. From deep, Herter. The shot's good on the assist by Vucevic. Herter's got 25 points in the game. Nets trail by 6. Here's Saroff. Pass to Thomas. Down low. Here's Claxton, and they pick up 2.
And you want him taking big shots for you in big moments. That one was as easy as it gets.
Well, with him, he's dangerous because he's so confident. He wants to deliver in these moments.
Buzelis' shot is good.
Buzelis showing a little bit of everything with that quick release.
Brooklyn's gotten some tough luck from three-point range. In the fourth quarter, they've hit just 1 of 6 from deep. And here we go, the Bulls fast break. And the rejection by Claxton. Williams from outside, and he's good on the 3-ball.
And those are the types of shots down the stretch that win you ball games.
Chicago leading by 3. Pass to Buzelis. And here's Herter. And they wasted no time getting those 3 points back. 28 points for him.
I guess he got a really good pep talk in the locker room because it's been a total reversal this half.
The Nets have gone 6 of 11 since the start of the fourth quarter. Thomas against White. Goes up at the stripe. Thomas's shot is off. One-on-one here. And there is White. And that's good on the assist by Buzelis. Buzelis has got his 3rd assist on the night. Nets trail by 8. Here's Saroff. Pass to Claxton. Clock at 6. Vucevic with the rebound. Vucevic has got 11 rebounds in the game. And Giddey gets it to go. Giddey's got the lead up to 10 now for the Bulls.
Nice move by Giddey. His handles are fantastic.
Here's Saroff. Thomas a screen on Giddey. Saroff. Shot is good off the back rim and in. And it's Giddey with the ball for the Bulls. Pass to Herter. Vucevic a screen on Williams to the paint. And the rejection by Claxton. Thomas with it, now guarded by Vucevic. And it goes down 2 points. 33 points for Cameron Thomas.
Playing from behind right here. Not easy, but he is answering the bell.
Well, consistent scoring is a good foundation for a comeback. They can't be wasting possessions now.
And so here is Chicago. After the basket by Brooklyn, here's White. The 9-foot shot. Claxton with the rebound.
Well, he hasn't had a great night shooting the ball, but they're in the lead, and that's the only thing that matters.
Now Thomas. Now Claxton. And the first one drops. And the Bulls making a change here. Williams is checked in. So 1 for 2 that time at the stripe. Chicago leading by 5. Giddey, here's Vucevic. Another possession, another assist.
That makes 15 assists.
He's been one step ahead of the defense all game long. Enzo Thomas will bring it up for Brooklyn. Finish, screen on White. Now Claxton. Oh, what a finish.
These coaches just love that assist from Thomas. They know Cam can be a good passer.
And here's White. We've got 1:55 left in the fourth quarter of this one. The long shot, no good. Nets trail by 6. Williams fires, and he does not hit.
They need buckets to stay in this game. That's not the shot they're looking for.
Razzler's a 3. Knocks down the 3.
Heavy incoming from beyond the arc, a key part of their initiative this entire fourth quarter.
Yeah, it's always a little risky to lean this hard on the three-point shot. But when you're knocking him down, you might as well keep riding it.
Both teams running perimeter-oriented plays that are working.
Well, you know it's become a three-point shooting league. Teams shooting a steady diet from outside.
Chicago with the ball, following the three-pointer by Brooklyn. Now Vucevic. 1:09 left in the fourth quarter.
Well, that's a veteran move right there. Vucevic so good with that shot fake.
And the first of 2, no good. Heartbreaker. He's able to hit the second one, and that makes it a 7-point lead. Net shooting in the fourth quarter has been efficient at 56%. Oh, what an assist! Leading him to the bucket.
Well, you expect Porter to take his own shot there, but he smartly makes the extra pass.
Now Vucevic. And another assist for him.
Another possession, another assist.
You know, Greg, he's sharing the ball well, hitting his guys in their spots. There's 53 seconds left in the game. Here's Thomas, all alone, connects on the J.
And this guy, Thomas, is a big-time scorer. Fantastic job coming through in the clutch.
Now Giddey. Outside, White. Vucevic setting the pick for White. Shot clock at 6. Tries it from 16. Claxton with the rebound.
They've got to take the first good shot they can find.
Yeah, and it basically all comes down to this. If they come away empty here, this one's pretty much over.
First free throw is good, and that shrinks the margin to just 4. He's off on the free throw, unable to get that second one to drop in.
That one miss was huge. He had a chance to turn this into a one-possession game. Honestly, just doing what they have to in order to get the basketball back. Whether he's off ball or on it, you just love what Buzelis brings to the floor. You've got to figure those are the free throws that officially put this game out of reach.
Now a timeout call by Brooklyn. 15 seconds left to play in the final quarter. What do you think we're going to see coming out of this timeout?
They need a quick basket here.
Yeah, and if they can get a decent look from three, that's the shot to take. Not a lot of time to work with.
Thomas fires. It drops.
Yeah, you love to see a quick bucket off the inbounds. Well done.
They've led by as much as 10. And an intentional foul there stops the clock.
You have to foul, but I'm sure they would have liked to foul someone different.
So the first one drops, and that puts them up by 5. Second one is good. Getting both at the line, and it's a 6-point ball game.
Well, that's a good job of capitalizing at the line, adding some cushion to their lead.
Now a timeout called by Brooklyn. 12 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Any ideas on strategy being discussed right now in that huddle?
They need a quick basket here.
Yeah, and if they can get a decent look from three, that's the shot to take. Not a lot of time to work with.
Thomas fires. Misses the three. And they go to the intentional foul. He hits the first one, and that makes it a 7-point lead. And he hits both free throws here. So now it's an 8-point game. He drills the three. And so it's Chicago winning this one. They didn't make it easy on themselves or their fans, but in the end, everyone's satisfied.
I mean, there were some times that momentum shifted, and especially early on, but let's give this group a lot of credit for that stick-to-itiveness in terms of finishing out and executing that game plan.
Now let's check in with Allie LaForce on the sideline. What do you have for us, Allie?
All right, thank you so much. Booch, it's got to feel great to just get a win. How important was this one?
That was very important for us. We had quite a bit of a rough stretch lately, a lot of losing, and it's not easy to deal with it, but tonight we came out, we got it done, and that's all that matters. Sometimes you need a game like this and kind of get going. It was a big win for us. We needed to add one more to the winning column, so big for us. I think helps with our confidence, so that was good for everybody.
It's great to know if you keep your head down, it'll pay off. Thanks so much, Booch.
Oh, terrific job, Allie. Thank you so much. That was enjoyable. And that about wraps it up. Here with Stan Van Gundy, Greg Anthony, and Allie LaForce, I'm Kevin Harlan, signing off for this presentation of NBA basketball. And as we leave you, let's take a look at our player of the game